Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're talking about Bear, a pretty boisterous Rottweiler who has started showing some signs of dog aggression, human aggression, and specifically in this video, horse aggression. So basically I'd already done 2 sessions with this client, so I'd built some relationship, I'd built some trust with the dog, I'd shown her how to do loose leash walking. The client was already using a muzzle outside of her home, which I highly recommend to people with aggressive dogs because it just minimizes the potential for anything to happen. And if that's going to make you feel more relaxed, then your dog's going to feel more relaxed. And you know, we don't want the opposite, which is you feeling tense, the dog picks up on that tension, and then the dog becomes frustrated and acts out and bites. That's what we don't want. So specifically in this video, what I'm doing, and you'll see it as we go, and I'll be doing a bit of voiceover, is some desensitization work. So generally the dog would get tied up, and then as soon as the owner would go and feed the horses, that would trigger the dog, and the dog would start going crazy or getting really aggressive and barking and all that stuff. So we set the scenario. I'd already worked him a little bit, the client had already worked him a little bit, so he was already a bit more tired, and it was easier for us to work with him. Now, right before the clip started, I'd just given him one gentle correction, not too much, because I had the slip lead nice and high, which is the key for slip leads. So I didn't have to give him like a big crack or anything. It was just a nice little pop, which just said to him, hey, I don't want you, because he kind of got his ears up and started to get fixated on the horses when we went down to the paddock. And it was just a gentle little correction. And when he brought his attention back to me, I started giving him food. So we went through the whole process, which you'll see in a few moments, and tied him up. And then as soon as he was calm, we unclipped him and I walked him down and kept feeding him through the whole way. So positive reinforcement the whole way down, until we got to the point eventually where the dog could just be calm next to the horses and chilled. So we've got a horse aggressive Rottweiler here. So just doing some positive reinforcement. Good boy. And just letting him know horses mean calmness, sit. And normally he kind of goes crazy. And so then the client actually challenged me and said, well, you've just got food, so he's doing it because you've got food, but what happens when I don't have food? So I said, cool, let's put it to the test. I've put the food away and we've done the whole process again, and I've showed her how to correctly handle and manage him in those situations, because ultimately what she wants is both her dogs, because there's another dog as well, just chilling, sitting by the horses while she feeds the horses. So we've spoken a little bit before about when Bear gets tied up to the clothesline, he can get aggressive. Not every time, right? But he can. Cool. So let's just see what that looks like. Nice. So now go back over. Hey. Shh. One finger. Shh. Hey. Shh. Come on. So yeah, so we'll change that in a sec. But also what I want to show you is, like, I set him up for success. So he wasn't reacting, so I let him off. Just to continue to positively reinforce that experience. You'll also see I'm demonstrating the one finger slip lead, which basically I'm emphasizing. I don't recommend doing this with aggressive dogs unless you have a handling experience. But I'm just emphasizing that just because I'm using a slip lead doesn't mean I'm choking the dog, or it doesn't mean I'm using strength or force with the dog. That in fact there's very little pressure. Because the slip lead's up nice and high, it's much easier for me with less pressure and less strength to navigate and direct the dog in the direction I want him to go, or apply a correction if I need to, which is super subtle, super soft, but it lets him know really directly what I want and what I don't want. All right, so I've just put the food bag away and we're trying it again without food. So is there anything else that you normally do that might trigger him? Okay, cool. Sit down. Shh. Shh. So, if I were you, the advice was for the client to practice this on her own. So tethering Bear, and then when he's calm, in the moment he's calm, untethering him, walking him down to the horses, tying him up closer, getting him in a sit stay, and as she feeds the horses, then also feeding him at the same time, doing this when he's hungry. She then gave me the feedback that the following day she tied him up. He got a little bit feisty and aggressive. She gave him one correction and he just stopped, lay down and totally chilled. So successful case, successful story all around.